Welcome to the Science of Tree Felling series. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the tree felling plan, and step one in that is as we approach the tree, we're looking for two major concepts, and that is hazards and obstacles. Hazards are things that can cause harm to us. Obstacles are things that we can cause harm to, both of which we don't want to interact with. So as we're walking up to the site and we're looking at the tree we're preparing to fell, looking at hazards are things that can harm us. What are some things that can harm us? First and foremost, the thing that I always look for is power wires. Where is the power? In urban areas, there's power everywhere, whether it's above ground or below ground. It's somewhere in densely populated areas because everyone basically has power somewhere, and it has to get there by wire. So where is the power wire? Now, when you're working out in the woods, you may think, well, I'm in the woods, there is no power. Always, always, always look for and actively seek out where are the power wires. You'll be surprised, even in the woods, trying to take a photograph and getting a photo without some sort of power infrastructure in that photo. So look for it, identify it, and make sure that it's out of your way. Another big hazard that we overlook is the tree itself that we're trying to fell and the surrounding trees. Is there anything in the surrounding trees that's dead, broken, hanging, something that during our tree felling process could jar that item loose and come down on us or come down near us and bounce back towards us? What about the tree itself? Take a look at this example here. As I approached this tree, it was designated to be removed, and once I got there, the base of this tree had a mushroom and some vines growing around it, so I knew that there was decay happening. But then I noticed a large vertical crack in combination with a horizontal crack. This tree was actively failing when I was there to try to remove it. The tree itself is now a great hazard. If I tried to fell this in a traditional way, it was likely to fail and cause me harm. And again, anytime that we're talking about the tree felling plan is a concept that we're going through all these items and motions to make sure that each step is valid. If at any point in time during this conceptualization of what we are going to be doing, we say, hey, this is not a safe situation to proceed, we must stop and either rethink our plan and or find a different way to do it. So look around. What else are things that can cause us harm? Another oddball thing that people don't think of is when you fell a tree, if that tree hits something, that item may come back and reflect back at you. So when you're felling a tree, try to fell it into open areas. Make sure that you don't aim for or try to hit another object with it, as that object may gain enough momentum to come flying back at you. Look around the area, look in the direction that you intend to fell, look all around 360 degrees around the tree and in around the site. What are other items that could cause harm to you? And can you move them, or can you fell the tree in a direction that will avoid them? Those are things to think about. Now, we also are checking out at the same time in our head obstacles. These are things we don't want to harm. Working in an urban or suburban environment, you are going to run into obstacles everywhere. Everybody's house has decorations or yard stuff in it. Everybody really enjoys to show their individuality in the function of how they display things in their yards, which is a great concept and it's beautiful. But in the function of tree felling, these are things that we don't want to cause harm to. So whenever possible, if you can identify those objects, bird bath, bird feeders, temporary fences, anything like that, you want to make sure that you can either A, move them and or visibly mark them, maybe with an orange safety cone or some flagging or something that as you're felling gives you as much visual evidence what not to hit, so that you can adjust your aim accordingly. And anything that you can't move, and anything that you can't, and even if you do easily mark, invalidates the plan because you can't fell the tree without damaging that item. Either A, you have to get permission to damage that item, and sometimes it is inevitable, or B, your plan is no longer valid and you have to change something about it. So even at step one, hazards and obstacles, we may find ourselves in a situation where the plan is no longer valid, we have to stop and we have to rethink how we are going to proceed. And never forget about the most valuable obstacle that you will ever likely run into, and that is people. Again, people are irreplaceable. If they become damaged or killed as a result of your actions, you may be held liable and it'll just make you feel horrible. So always look out for people as obstacles. Another problem with that is people are attracted to the sound of chainsaws. When they hear chainsaws or when they hear some other exciting sounding noise, they will actually come closer to it as opposed to walking away and avoiding it, which makes our jobs even more difficult. So before we ever fell a tree, or even during the felling process, we're always looking and scanning the horizon to make sure that there are no people before we fell, and that we communicate to everyone, even if we don't see them. Communicate out loud as you can verbally, what you're planning on doing. So if anybody is within earshot, even if they're up over a ridge that you can't see, they know what you are trying to do, and hopefully they take action to leave the area and walk away as you're actively felling. So hazards and obstacles is step one in the tree felling plan. Let's all look for things that can harm us and things that we can harm and try to avoid both of those. Thanks for listening. Thank you for watching the Science of Tree Felling series. My hope is that you find these videos educational and that you learn to be a better, safer tree feller. If you know others who may benefit from this series, share the link, like the video, and subscribe to this channel. Keep watching for even more tree felling knowledge. See you next time.